gonna be our first video rebuilding a car. Today we're gonna be working on a 2021 Cadillac CT4-V. So we got this car about a month ago, and it's been sitting here, and we're gonna get started on it. So as you can see, it's pretty damaged on this passenger side. Some of the parts have already been replaced. Reason being is this car was sold as a run and drive, and you'll see that it was not run and drive when it got delivered. We'll show you guys some videos of it getting delivered and how we offloaded it from the trailer. But to get it moved inside, we had to do a couple things. So we already replaced the front wheel and the front tire. You can see the damaged one here, what came off of it. Holes in the tires, rims absolutely destroyed. So we needed to get that replaced, and to get it drivable, we needed to replace one of the control arms because the wheel was just flopping around. And there's some more damaged stuff under there that we will be replacing, but just to get it in here, we can replace the control arm and the wheel. We also did take off the fender already, just to get access to under there, and then we took off the front headlight that was here. The reason we took that off is we already ordered some of our parts, and even though it looked like it went through a blender, it was still good for core return. So we got rid of that. So this is the car we're gonna be working on. Again, we're damaged all the way down the passenger side, but it's gonna be a fun one.
When the car was delivered, unloading it from the trailer was a little different than I expected because of the busted drive shaft and control arm. So what we did was lift at the back end with a forklift and kind of nurse the car rearward on the trailer so then the back wheels could be sat on the ground. From there, we repositioned the forklift to the front of the car, lifted it, and drove the trailer out from underneath it. With the car safely on the ground, I could replace what needed replacing and then get it drivable and moved inside.
I do really like this car. I'm a huge fan of Cadillacs, especially this newest generation. This one is V-Series, not a Blackwing, unfortunately. It does have some pretty nice options, I have to admit. I do like that they included the full digital gauge cluster. Turn that on. The car is probably dead, so yeah, it won't start, but the cluster will come on. And it's got the full heads-up display. It's pretty nice. You might not be able to see here because the battery's dead, but we really don't have any lights on the car, which is nice because the damage is down the side, so we don't have any. That check engine is misleading. That's not there when the car starts, but yeah, nothing too crazy. Other stuff that they optioned out, they had the upgraded seats, so heated and cooled front back. So I really like the feel of this wheel. I don't like some of the just personal choices the previous owner made. So there's some real carbon fiber, and then there's some fake carbon fiber. Don't like that. That's all going to be coming off from there around the steering wheel. I think this is so unnecessary. It doesn't look good, doesn't feel good. Don't like it. They added these Cadillacs to the knob. Those are going to be coming off. But overall, I like the interior. Just don't love some of the choices that the previous owner made. But we're gonna fix those. Well, so like I said, this is a V-Series. It's not a Blackwing. There's a Blackwing badge on it. Yeah, not much to say there. I don't know why somebody would do that. Anybody that knows what a Blackwing is going to know this isn't a Blackwing. When I was looking at this car on auction, I thought it might have some other packages. Like I thought it might have the Onyx package, which reason because the badges were blacked out, the wheels were black, but getting the car, it does not. They added these fake badges. Doesn't even match the Cadillac badge, that's chrome. And then the wheels are 18 inches instead of 19. So it's okay. That's gonna go back to stock chrome. And then we took these out of the interior.
Little surprise in the back.
Some floor mats. I don't know, from the 80s, maybe 90s.
Jeez,
yeah, these are gonna go. We're gonna replace them with all weather mats.
like fake Cadillac.
I think they're real Cadillac. Actually, I don't even know, but these are gonna stay in the trunk, so I don't have to look at them. But they're gonna get replaced. Yeah, I don't know, pretty nice. This car actually came from Canada, or was sold in Canada for the first time. But yeah, they added a lot of nice options. I like that they added the head calipers, front and back. The front's got rainbows, nice. And then of course they have all the just added driver assist stuff that all new cars have, but this one also has it, so that's good too. Yeah, and that's the car.
Not looking good.
Not yet. We'll jump it.
Sounds all right.
Yeah, it does. For a 4-cylinder, it's not bad. Would have a better exhaust note if it was a 6, but it's a 4. This one is a V series, so it's got the 2.7 turbo. Puts out 325 horsepower, which is pretty solid for a 4-cylinder engine. It is nice. You can hear the turbo spool up just a little bit when you rev it. Yeah, pretty decent engine. Let's take a look at the damage we've got. So it's front bumper to back bumper, bumper to bumper damage. On this end, we've got some scratches and some gouges. That's going to be fixed, repairable. This whole cutout here is for the headlight that extends. The headlight is going to be all replaced. Like I said, that we ordered a new one. Luckily, our hood is intact. One thing I did notice is that it doesn't latch right now, so we've got something to work out there. It's not going to shut, and then opening it up a little bit, you can see that the grill is separated. So once we take this front bumper off, we'll see if we can find anything else under there that might need to be replaced or is causing the hood not to latch. But again, luckily the hood isn't damaged. These things are really expensive, so happy about that. And then moving a little bit further to this wheel, like I said, wheel was replaced. The front knee, there was a couple things damaged. So the control arm, the sway bar link was damaged, and the drive axle was ripped out. Just for safety, we're going to be replacing that entire knee. Strut mount, knuckle, bearing, just all of it under there. Just for safety, we'll stay in this area, so we want to be diligent and making sure we're fixing it right. Fender's going to be new. That one was crazy damaged. And then looking at the damage, my theory is that the driver hit a guardrail maybe. Just looking at the width of the stuff or whatever you want to call that, all the way down the side. So maybe on the highway driving, doing something not great, hitting a guardrail, going all the way down the side. Front door, pretty scratched up, but possibly can repair it. Maybe we'll need to replace it. Again, these doors are really expensive too. So we'll see what we can do. If we can repair it, that's what we're gonna do. If not, we'll get a new door, or a door stand at least. So a lot of other good parts on there. Back door is also damaged, not as bad as the front one. Some scratches, this will be fixed. Quarter panel, unfortunately also damaged. And this little area close to the door jamb is pretty pushed in. Yeah, open it up. You can see it didn't really get into the inside of it, just a little bit of the outer skin there. Reaching behind the wheel lining, this is going to pull right out, and that'll be good to go. And then we've got some dents, just more scratches. Luckily, this wheel was undamaged. Doesn't look like there's any scratches. It is dirty, of course, but that'll clean up nicely. Just get the mud off it. That'll be good to go. Last thing that is damaged, that is unfortunate, not from the accident, damage in transit. You can see this bumper is absolutely scratched up and scuffed up right into one of the parking sensors. It's ripped out. So damage that didn't need to happen but did during transport and from auction. So that'll need to get fixed too. This exhaust tip is a little bit wonky, but not too bad. Nothing that we can't fix, and yeah, this will be done. All right, first step of the rebuild, we're gonna replace the front knee. So we have all our parts for the front knee, all that, and we're gonna put all that under there. But before we do that, we gotta take all the broken and bad stuff off. So let's jack up the car, get the wheel off, and start unbolting things.
We got a surprise visit from Lieutenant Dan over here. How are you doing, man?
What do we got going on here, man?
We got a little Cadillac repair.
disassembly went pretty well. It's a newer car, so there's no real rust buildup or corrosion. The only things I had to do was unbolt the auxiliary radiator to get this forward control arm off, and there's really nothing to grab onto the drive axle, or at least what was left of it. But with some vice grips and a slide hammer, it came out.
getting everything back together. There was a couple of hiccups. The coil spring, that took me a couple of attempts to get it compressed far enough to get the strut mount bolted onto the strut, but I was able to get that done. It just took a lot longer than it really should have. The inner tie rod, the tool I had was too small to fit around the end of it, so I couldn't get that unbolted from the steering rack. And then the outer tie rod, the one that I bought, the stem was too long, so it was impossible to fasten down to the knuckle. So I'm gonna buy a new one of those, and I'm gonna get both of those pieces replaced when I take the car in for alignment. The last thing that happened was when I was putting the caliper back on, one of the pistons ejected during that process. So I had to take the entire caliper off, get it rebuilt, and then put back on. So because of that, I'll have to bleed all of the brakes, but that's okay. But despite those few side quests, we got everything back on. All right, so we got everything done we wanted to this time. Thanks for watching.
Bro, I kid you not, this is the most stressful thing ever. Bro, I'm like tweaking, bro. I've seen too many videos. Yeah, it is a rocket. You're over here just like diffusing a nuke like it's nothing, bro. I'm like over here sweating. Oh my gosh.